Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Gwen Peterson, and I'm a Global Director and Certified Independent Health Coach with Optavia. If this is your first video, welcome. Please check out my entire library of videos, and don't forget to click like and then subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new content. I'm excited to do a video today about how to have success on our program. So sit back, relax, and be ready to learn some new content. Now, let's get started. I had a client tell me the other day, Gwen, why do you not have a video about what you just said to me? And I said, I'm pretty sure I have a lot of videos that say this. And she goes, but not the way you just explained it. So I'm gonna start from the beginning on what I feel is the key to success and why my clients have success if they choose to engage. Let's Top Gun. Engage, engage, engage. That's how you make life happen. All right, so here's the thing. Your success really doesn't have anything to do with your coach. Your success has everything to do with you and you putting in the work. Just like, yes, the coach is the guide and the coach can help you with tweaks, but really the coach is there to guide you. You have to do the work. And I'm gonna liken this to my son with baseball. So my son is 14 and lives, eats, breathes, sleeps baseball. And his goal is to go college, hopefully major leagues. Again, I know that the amount is small of his chances of him being able to go to the majors. But what I have learned is you don't get to squash anybody else's dreams until life presents experiences where that might not be his option. And so today, my goal is to help him get there. But I can put the best coaches in front of him. I can schedule as much time with the batting coach, the hitting coach, the catching coach, all of that. But if he shows up and doesn't put in the work, does any of that matter? Absolutely not. That's why I could be the best coach in the world. Your coach could be the best coach in the world, or you could have not the greatest coach in the world, but you have everything inside of you to make your success a reality. And so just like my son, he did have a stretch where his coach wasn't as great as it could have been. And you know what he did? Instead of blaming that coach, he got on YouTube, which is how you found me, interestingly enough. But he got on YouTube and broke down every single way he could catch, way he could throw down faster, how he could hit better, all these things. Because if you are lacking maybe in the coach area, that's okay. You have every resource out there to have you be successful, with the coach maybe being newer and maybe just not having as much information as another more seasoned coach. That's okay, because guess what? You have what I'm about to tell you. So here's the thing. I ask, plead, beg with my clients to start listening to the book Never Binge Again on Audible while they're waiting for their food to arrive. And of course, if they start later, that's okay. You might be catching me in month 3 or 4, or having done the program before and now getting ready to buckle back up. That's okay. It doesn't matter when you start this, because once you do, you're going to have some success from this point forward. So the thing that I know is that, and Dr. A's book will tell you this, that we know that sugar hits the same pleasure center in the brain as heroin and alcohol. So for you to think that you're just gonna start this new diet and that it's gonna be your thing, whether it's keto, Atkins, Weight Watchers, doesn't matter. Let's not worry about what you're putting in your mouth for a second. Let's talk about this, because this is what's going to get you healthy, not what's going in your mouth. So the truth is that because we know that sugar hits that same pleasure sensor in the brain as heroin and alcohol, to think that you're just going to remove the unhealthy food out of your house, or you're just going to stop eating sugar forever. How many of us have tried that, right? None of that works. We have to figure out our brain and our triggers and how they attach to food, or I don't care what miraculous diet you do, or if you get invited to go join the Biggest Loser camp for 8 weeks. None of it works unless you figure this out. So when people ask me, Gwen, what's your success rate as a coach? I'm like, wrong answer, because it's not about me. It's about the person that I'm helping. Just like if you were to go to AA and say, what's your percentage of success in AA meetings or groups? It's not about that. It's about the way the person shows up to learn and change their brain. So AA's model is really fantastic because they know that most people are like, it's 21 days to change a habit. Okay, great, but not 21 days to get over an addiction. And because we know that sugar hits that same pleasure center in the brain, we have to treat this like what it is, a sugar addiction. And for those of you guys that don't like this analogy, you can unsubscribe to my channel, because the reality is this is your missing link. So when you go to AA, you go in, you link arms with a sponsor, you dive into the community, and then you do the mental work. That is why for me, I'm like, guys, this is not just gonna listen to a book or read Dr. A's book and you're like healed. Not the case. I'm 7 years in and I still have to decide every dang day that I'm going to eat toward my goals and optimal health. And there are days that I am not, like right now I'm in the process of ordering a cake from Sam's Club. My old coaches knows. When I first started Optavia, my biggest problem was Sam's Club cupcakes and cakes, to the point where like I would eat it all day long just because I love it, and that sugar gives me that high and I feel good, and oh my gosh, I love Sam's Club cakes. So now that I'm ordering one for my daughter for her DARE graduation tomorrow, guess what? It's not even coming in my house, because it's like that heroin addict. Having somebody bring heroin in their house, not gonna work. So here's the thing, reeling it back in. So when you go to AA, they say 90 meetings in 90 days, because this is not a 21-day habit that you're gonna overcome and you're miraculously gonna become a fitness model. No. This is going to take daily work. So here's the really cool thing of why I love these resources of Never Binge Again and Dr. A's Habits of Health, because they mesh so nicely together. So the reason why I say Never Binge Again on Audible is because it's about 8 hours, and most of us have busy lives. That's why we've been going through the drive-through. And so now us finding 8 hours to sit down and read, not gonna happen. So if you download it on Audible, and every time you're doing the dishes, folding the laundry, driving kids carpool, whatever, if you flip that on in your dead space, or the way I teach my clients is the minute you wake up, you're looking at your phone trails you to the bathroom, it trails you to the kitchen. Let the phone do the work for you. So before your feet hit the ground, flip your phone on. This is my charging case. My phone's what I'm talking it to. But it's like, flip it on and let it be playing while you run in to go to the bathroom in the morning. Then when you go out to the kitchen to make your morning shake, then when you go into the shower, yes, I actually have a portable Bluetooth speaker on the back of my toilet so I can be hearing what's coming out of my phone, because that time in the shower, why not let that fuel your brain, right? So here's the thing, is starting through Never Binge Again, and then at that point, hopefully you're done with that in a week and a half. And then that's when I like people to start working with Dr. A's book. So there's two pieces. There's the living, oh my gosh, my life book, I'm saying the old word, life book, and then there's a Habits of Health book. Again, because we know we need to fuel this for 90 days, most of us are busy. That's why I love for people to download on their podcast app or subscribe to the Habits of Health Optavia podcast and the Never Binge Again Glenn Livingston podcast. So now, once you've gotten through the Never Binge Again book, then at that point, every single day you still have content. And the thing is the Never Binge Again is written by a psychologist all about food and sugar addiction. Dr. A's is all about lifelong habits, one healthy habit at a time. So they mesh so nicely. That's why I find that my clients that are having the most success listen to Never Binge Again, and then they toggle between the Never Binge Again podcast and the Optavia podcast. So they're remembering the trigger of the sugar, and over here, habits of health, water, sleep, healthy movement, all of this. Oh my gosh, when you marry those two, you actually start becoming healthy up here. Because if all you're doing is focusing on what's going in your mouth, Trust me, you will never, ever, ever get healthy, because our problem is not what's going in our mouth. Our problem is our triggers in our head leading us to what's going into our mouth. So, and then last but not least, that life book. What I love about the life book is when you journal, you start recognizing things about yourself that you didn't realize are even happening. So, suggestion that I give to my clients is that life book is huge. It is not meant to be powered through. It is meant to last you a year. So set it on your nightstand, put a pen on the top of it, and every night spend 5 minutes in that life book, because what you learn in that 5 minutes, you'll think about the next day, and then you'll circle back the next day and you'll go more. Where if you powered through 15 pages in one night, you won't remember all of what you learned. You're only gonna remember 20%. So that you lose that 80%. But if you only spend 5 minutes a day, you're gonna just have enough content to retain, keep in your brain that whole next day, and layer upon layer, every 5 minutes will actually help your brain rewire those neural pathways to lead you to different choices than you've made forever. So again, I'm just gonna recap my key to success. And again, do people decide to go choose another coach over me? Sometimes they may. Everybody has different people they connect with. That's okay. We are just the guide. And back to my son with baseball, he has a new coach every year. I'm not telling you to go get a new coach every year, but it's because you learn different things from different people. So whether it's you go through different coaches on YouTube, learning more and more as you go, and your coach is just the guide. My son has had one constant coach the whole time for the last 2 years, and then he has different coaches that are skills coaches throughout to help level up other areas. That's what all of us on YouTube can be, is your skills coach to help you tweak little areas, but your main coach is the one that has held your hand through the rough parts and give them the grace that we all have life happen too. When I had my daughter that got really sick 3 years ago, my clients were getting the lowest level of coaching that I could give because life was happening. So give your coach grace and let your coach know what you need from them to be successful. But let me tell you, when clients come to me and say, this is what I need from you, my response is, well, this is what I need from you. I need you to give me 90 days of the mental component every day, because I know if they give me that, I can be whatever they need. But if they don't do that mental work, I become their lifeline, and that becomes an unhealthy relationship. And I know if I become their lifeline, they're not going to be successful 90 days from now, because until we can retrain those neural pathways, you cannot have success very easily on our program or any other program. So comment below if, I know this went long, but this is kind of what my client check-ins sometimes turn into. So I wanted you guys to hear my little examples and how I do what I do, because again, now that you've heard it, you know what you need to do. So make sure, if you've stumbled on this video and this is the first one, of course, go download Never Binge Again on Audible. Also, go subscribe on your podcast app on your phone to the Never Binge Again Audible or Never Binge Again podcast and our Optavia Habits of Health podcast. And then make sure to click subscribe to my channel and click the like button if anything I had to say offered value for you today. And I know I've talked a lot about a lot of things today. Throw in the comments below what maybe spoke to you, or what you're realizing you get to now tweak that you just weren't doing previously. Because my gut is, if you're listening to this video, it's because you've been struggling and looking for an answer, because all you've been doing is focusing on what's going in your mouth. And trust me, that's not a way to live long-term habits of health, because food will never keep you on track mentally. The mental component is what will keep you on track mentally. Hope you have a great day. And as a reminder, when people ask me what my keys to success in life and health are, it's just don't quit. So make it a great day, everyone. Bye, guys.